Hey everybody, you ready for the next class as part of the retreat? Let's jump into our Arden Studios Christmas card. All right, let's go. All right, so let's talk about the basic supplies. This is version 1 of the card, but we're gonna do kind of an alternate version, similar supplies, but if you notice we're switching out one little thing. If you wanted to switch out and do them both with this, I'll lay it out for you just to show you what it looks like. So first what you need is you need your card base. This is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock, folded in half to make an A2 size card. Right here we have our craft cardstock, which you need to cut down so that it becomes a mat, and this measures out to be 5 inches by 4 inches by 5 1/4. So it's cut down by 1/4 of an inch all the way around. And then from your Arden Studios paper pack, so here's the amazing paper pack. I picked out just the red color sheet, but there's so many amazing papers to pick from here. Just grab which one you like. There's so many fun ones. And then also from this paper pack, you're gonna need to grab a sentiment. I grabbed This Is Joy, but you can always pick whatever you like. There's tons of amazing sentiments in here, and the page is repeated. So you have, if you already used one, there's definitely a second one in there. So there's lots of fun sentiments that you can grab from in there, and also like little Santas and presents and other kind of fun stuff too. If you did not purchase the kit, then this is some supplies you possibly could get. So some red paper, cardstock, some fun little elements. You might have some stamps, or you might have some other filigree that you could use as well. And then we also have a little wood round and then a heart. So there's some cute little hearts that are in that laser cut set. So grab those. First thing you're gonna wanna do is grab your paper trimmer, and you're gonna wanna cut this down to be a little bit shorter. So we're gonna do the red portion on here. Notice it doesn't go all the way up. And so we don't need it to be the full 5.5 or the full 4. Cut at about 3.5 inches, totally fine. And then cut this to be 5 1/4. There we go. If you wanna make it a little taller, you can. So when this fits on here, see how it almost quite goes to the top, but it's not quite. I'm just gonna move this stuff off to the side. I'm gonna put my paper trimmer away. You need some really fancy equipment, scissors. Now I cut this one at an angle, if you can see. It's got a nice kind of swooshy angle to it. So we're gonna do the same thing, and then we're gonna lay our filigree along that angle. So I started up high, and you just kind of come down, try to do nice long strokes. And that's as hard as that gets. I think I want to go a little less. Here we go. So just a little bit less of a swoosh. So I went high, low, high, and then finished. Kind of making a wave, right? And so it just gives it kind of a nice framework to go by. That is super difficult so far, right? Now you have your option. One of our amazing sponsors is Barely Art Glue, so you're more than welcome to use that. We're gonna use it for elements, but whatever tape runner you happen to have, I use Xyron quite a bit. That's what I'm gonna use to tape this down. There we go. And tape this down. So if you did not get the kit, which is absolutely fine, if there's still some kits left. I don't know if there's kits left because I filmed this right before all the kits have sold out, since we're still in building of the element, or we're still in the building of the retreat. So there might be some kits left. I'm not sure. Check out the website. But you could use this as a prototype for whatever card and card base. And it doesn't have to be necessarily Christmas. It could be something that has balloons coming off the side, or other, floral elements. It could be, and change out the sentiment. So you can swap out the colors if you like the design. All right, another really fancy little item here is a pen. Regular old pen. This is just, a Z grip. I don't even know. This one is from Zebra, but whatever pen you have, black pen, check to make sure it works. I'm gonna do a little tester right there. Yep, it's a valid pen. And I'm just gonna do swirls. Just gonna kind of go around the edge, kind of doing some fake stitching. It kind of binds the two elements together. You see how technical I'm being here. We're just going whoosh, across the way, and like zigzagging it, and kind of creating this like faux stitching. You notice when I went across here, I went backwards instead of trying to come onto it. That way it didn't get caught. And everywhere that's kind of low, I did high. Out here, I did a little bit of a thicker pen. Here, I just did a regular ballpoint pen. You could go around a third time. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do like a third layer here. Give it some really good fun texture. See this? It's getting caught right there, so I gotta come around. There we go. There, and just hanging out like that. It's a little bit wonky there, so we'll fix that. All right, now it's all about laying down your elements. We've done all the hard part, right? I'm gonna go ahead and glue this to the back of my card as well. Red is at the bottom, craft is at the top. There we go. And then, now I did initially for this card, so if you're replicating exactly the card that I have done, I laid one green piece this way and had the stem kind of lying right along here. And unfortunately, my daughter was playing around with the kit and she used my other green piece from my other element. But just imagine you have one going this way and then one going this way. And one of them is shorter, so it does fit quite nicely. This one's the taller one. So plan B could go, you could do something smaller and have it be just like a little bit littler so that you could have some fun. And the cool thing about these laser cuts is I can choose which direction I want them to go. And so if like, oh, I want to have one go up, one go down, have it kind of go like this. And then I could have my round kind of fit in the middle of that. Like that would be a cute card and kind of have it fit in space there. Another option is I could go back and do this large filigree. And I could do a combination and switch it out. So there's lots of options that you can do to kind of hug that edge. There's lots of other greenery. The greenery that is left is a combination between my daughter's kit and mine. There is some of these left. I had both of those left from my kit. But keep in mind, you want to make sure you have enough elements left over to finish the junk journal or the 12 wishes journal. So if you did exactly this card, you are not using any of the elements that are needed in the 12 wishes journal or in the tag. So you have enough left for all of those elements for both of those projects. If you choose to change it and to alter it and do different stuff, then you might be missing out on an element that's in one of those other two projects. So if you did this one, you're set. If you start changing it around, you might have to change around one of the other two projects. Okay, just to show differences, I'm going to leave this big guy out and we're going to do the greenery, this little greenery. There we go. There is 2 sentiments of This Is Joy. There's plenty of red hearts and there's quite a few of the wood rounds. So you're not missing out on being able to complete the card. And there's also 2 sheets of this red paper. So you are totally fine even by using the red paper somewhere else. And theoretically there's enough that I could still make a second card out of this. So don't feel like you're having to lose out on your items. And you can also pick different sentiments. You don't have to pick the one I did. Go ahead and add a little bit of some glue to the back of this. Pop this down. There we go. Whoops. All right, a little dot, dot, not a lot. I don't need to have a ton. I'm gonna go ahead and place that one down there. This glue dries clear, so just make sure that it does go over, like look, it like squished over, this will dry clear and it won't be a problem. There's those 2. I'm gonna put my little wood round. There we go, kind of anchor between. And I did, instead of having these lined up together, if you notice I've offset them so they're not right on top of each other. And then the cute little heart. And there were some other color hearts there as well, but I liked the red, red, red. And again, the red is kind of offset because it's got the white or it's got the little, the wood round there. And that's as hard as that card gets. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy. You can obviously alter it as much or as little as you want, and it just gives you another option to use for the Art and Creative Studios with the paper pack, the die cuts, and we didn't even use the dies, but you could totally use the dies there too. It'd be pretty cute. So have fun with that. Here's 2 options of the Christmas card. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed making the cute Christmas card. Here is the second option, and don't forget the original option. This one again has all the supplies in it that are not going to conflict with any of the other projects. This one, some of the greenery might be used in some of the other projects, so you might be short on a greenery there, but it's just showing another variation of the same card. Have fun at the rest of the retreat, and I'll see you again later.